Hello there, this is Battleborn again. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what's the worst part of narcissistic abuse. And I guess this question will give a lot of different answers, but to me at least, the worst part of narcissistic abuse is the fact that the victim of the abuse is the one that is on the run. The victim of the abuse is the one that feels guilty. And the perpetrator of the abuse does not feel guilty. And the perpetrator of the abuse is not on the run. But on the contrary, they are in control of the situation. Usually. That is how it usually looks. And this makes the whole situation completely inverted from what it's supposed to be, because in a normal situation, when you have a crime or where something bad happens, it is the perpetrator that is on the run and the victim is taken care of. But when it comes to narcissistic abuse within families or in a relationship, it is actually the victim that has to leave everything behind and run away. And this causes so many psychological issues for the victim that I don't really know where to start to talk about it. But like I've said before, the main thing that really lacks when it comes to healing from narcissistic abuse is that you cannot really take the role, so to speak, or to give yourself the freedom to heal, because no one around you understands what you have been through. And so it's going to be hard for you to reach out to people. You're not going to get any support usually because people around you is so mesmerized by the narcissist. If it is in a family, usually all the people in the family will be on the side of the narcissist. For some wicked reason, that is how it usually looks. And the scapegoated one, the person that is targeted by the narcissist, they are the one that has to leave the situation. They are the one that has to leave the family behind. And you're always going to feel like you are the one that is on the run. Because you are on the run away from abuse, because the abuse doesn't stop just because you leave. You know very well that let me put it like this, just because you leave doesn't stop the narcissist from abusing you. They are still abusing you even though you're not there, because they are smearing you, they are slandering you, they are trying to destroy your future. So the abuse continues even though you go no contact. And that is also a part that we know. We know that it only takes a phone call for you to be right back in the same situation that you were. Just a phone call or some contact, if you just make contact with the narcissist, you are straight back into the abuse. So the abuse doesn't stop. The situation is still going on. The situation isn't gone. It's not like a robbery where you have the robbers are on the run, or they are gone from the crime scene, and you know that you can return because it's now safe. You can't do that with narcissistic abuse. So narcissistic abuse, when it comes to family, I don't think it really can start to heal until the narcissist is gone. And when I say gone, I mean dead. And that is a very I know when I say that doesn't sound right, but I think it is the truth for a lot of people. And I've heard so many people say that I couldn't rest until the narcissist was gone. And even then it is difficult, because all the aftermath, all the feelings, everything that just pops up into your head, if you haven't started healing before they die, if this is a family and they become elderly narcissists, so to speak, nothing is going to change. Actually, some things might intensify and the abuse might just reach new heights if you stay in contact with these people. So when they are gone, it's just like a hurricane has destroyed your house. You just gotta feel like, okay, the hurricane is gone, but what happened? What really happened? You because the narcissist is always shocking you. The way they are, the abuse is a shock to the system in your body and your mind. It's like a sucker punch to your face all the time, but done on an emotional level. So they are sucker punching you emotionally all the time. And the body doesn't really react that differently from physical abuse as it does to emotional abuse. It reacts pretty similar. So it would actually be better for you if the abuse was merely physical, if they hit you in the face or punched you in the face. You would at least know what to avoid, because you wouldn't, but these people can reach you from wherever they are. Like I said, a phone call can just hurt you just as bad. So this is what really, I think really bothers a lot of victims, because they can't settle down, they can't relax. And this is when CPTSD and all these things kick in. It's basically post-traumatic stress, ongoing post-traumatic stress. And the narcissists know that, they can tell when there is nothing, or when there is very little left of you. All they have to do is just to say a couple of words, and they can tell that you are on your knees emotionally. And they love that. They love to see you down. They love to step on you. So what can you do? What can we do, after this situation? I think it's very important that we take the role, or we take the position as the victim. You have to realize that you have been wronged. You have been wronged big time. Just imagine if you did this to another person. If you did the things that the narcissist has done to you, how would you feel about yourself? Well, it's very difficult, because we are not the narcissist and we have a consciousness, so we wouldn't do these things to begin with. But to put it like this, if you did it, if you did these things, you would have a very hard time looking at yourself in the mirror. The narcissists do not have a hard time looking at themselves. I do believe they feel, or that they know, that they have done a lot of wrong things to you, because it's evident in their behavior. They avoid certain topics. They are afraid of you. They also become afraid of you. I don't know if you have listened or seen elderly narcissists. When they are getting to a certain age, they become scared of you, because they know all the bad things they have done to you, and now they cannot really protect themselves physically anymore. So they become paranoid in your presence. And it took me a long time before I realized why they were paranoid when they met me. I was like, why are you being this way? Because I didn't realize the abuse yet. I hadn't realized what they had done back in time. So I didn't really understand, why are you acting this way? Why are you scared of me? Because the narcissist, they become jumpy. You can feel it. You can sense it. Like they know what they've done to you, and you can tell in their behavior. It's like a criminal that knows they have done something wrong, and the police is visiting. You can tell that they start to be jumpy, to stutter. They know what they have done to you, so they are afraid of you, and they are also afraid of the truth more than anything. So I think it's, like I said, really important that you take the position as a victim, that you know that you have been wronged. Doesn't mean that you are supposed to feel like a victim the rest of your life or to use the position as a victim, but it's extremely important that we understand what has been done to us, what has happened to you. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be searching forever. You have to come to the realization, and for a lot of people that is difficult, because what usually happens during narcissistic abuse is that the narcissist also takes the position as the victim. They even claim that spot for themselves. They are that demented and crazy that when they abuse you, they even take the spot as the victim. Because if you are to tell them that, what you do to me is wrong, and maybe you become angry at their abuse, they are going straight into victim mode. So your mind is never going to really feel like you have been wronged until you have gone no contact for a long while. Then you start to see, oh my goodness, what happened to me? What did they do to me? What happened in that family? Nobody stood up for me. Nobody spoke out. It's just going to be like this endless, it's going to feel like this trailer for a horror movie that just keeps running and new things keeps popping up. And it's important that you let those things pop up. It's important that you let those things reveal themselves, because this is old memories. This is trauma that is being brought forth into your mind, and your body and your mind is now telling you that, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. I can take these things. You can digest it. You can feel it. Let yourself feel it. Go back into the situations. Take control over the situations, because now you can control them. You couldn't control them when you were a child. You couldn't control them when you were in that position with the narcissist. But now you can. And now you can say no to everything that the narcissist made you do. Because the narcissist will always make you do things against your will. And that is also a big part of this thing, because we need to be able to trust ourselves again. When we have been narcissistically abused, our body, our system, everything stops trusting you. Your body doesn't trust you anymore. Because your body cannot really differentiate between you putting yourself in an abusive situation on purpose, or if it happened to you without your participation. Because a lot of times we feel like we could have left, we could have gone, a different direction, but we stayed with the narcissist. So our bodies are like, I can't really trust you. It tells you that I can't really trust what you're doing to me. I need to see that you're able to defend yourself. I need to see that you're able to take care of me. That's what your body tells you. And that is also a big part of CPTSD. Because your body asks you, why the hell didn't you run? Why didn't you go somewhere? And the answer to that is the nature of narcissistic abuse, because like I said, you didn't realize that you were a victim, because the narcissist takes that spot as well. So I'm going to leave it at that in this video. I just think it is important to really start healing, and because healing is not just something you can say like, oh, I'm going to heal. Healing is an action. You actually have to do something physically. And by physically, I mean your thoughts, your actions needs to correspond. You need to do things correctly. You can't just say that I'm going to heal. That's not going to happen. If you're going to cleanse a wound, if you have a physical wound on your body, you need to do something about it. You need to clean it. You need to fix it. Maybe you need to stitch it up, depending on the wound. But it's the same thing with our mind. We can't just sit there and say, I'm going to heal. You got to do stuff to heal. And a part of that is, of course, searching for answers, looking at YouTube videos. All these things is a part of healing, because it's a part of understanding. You have to understand in order to heal from these things. But Besides that, you need to do stuff in your life that makes you happy, fulfilled. A lot of us have a lot of problem with taking our mind away from the narcissist, because if you have been in servitude to a narcissist growing up or in a relationship, it is going to be difficult to take your mind away from that, because you're so used to it. You're so used to always thinking about how the narcissist feels and suppressing your own emotions and feelings. That is not healthy. And you are the only one that can take care of your own emotions and feelings. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to leave it at that. And thank you for listening in, and have a good day.